Hey guys, Monke AU here with another video, and today we're going to be matchmaking and predicting UFC 313, UFC 313. Now, I'm going to assume this is going to be a pay-per-view in late February of 2025 next year, and I'm going to assume this is in Saudi Arabia, so I'm going to make this somewhat, Middle Eastern themes. A lot of those kind of fighters are going to be in the main card, and yeah, we're going to get into it with first fight, Mateusz Gamrot and versus Beneil Dariush 2. Now, I think this is going to play out very similarly to the first fight. I think Dariush is getting knocked out. I just think that at this rate, Dariush's chin has deteriorated rapidly, especially after the Charles knockout, and I'll never let down the fact that Bedtime MMA unironically said that Dariush was the guy to beat Islam in, I think, late 2022. Even I, as a fucking casual back then, knew that wasn't the case. Yeah, Gamrot's got hands, man. He's really slept on when it comes to his striking. He nearly dropped Hooker. He nearly knocked out Hooker, right? I mean, he dropped him, and who knows if it had gone on a little bit longer. But still, I think this is pretty linear. This is pretty simple. Gamrot's going to knock him out. And I don't think there's much to it. I think Dariush's real keys to success would be probably wrestle him, I'd say. But then again, when you're going to wrestle someone, you don't want to be wrestling a guy as skillful as Gamrot, right? I mean, this is the guy who outpointed Sarukian, right? So I think Dariush is in serious trouble in this fight, but who knows? Upsets happen. This is UFC, but still, I think Gamrot by knockout. Next fight, Nasruddin Imavov versus Caio Borralho. My prediction is I think Borralho is going to get this done by decision, and I say this because Brendan Allen not really exposed Imavov. I mean, he did really well in round one, but then after that it was an absolute stinkfest. But to a certain extent, he kind of exposed him, his susceptibility to the hands, and Borralho has got hands, believe me. I mean, it was just brutal watching him basically kill Jared Cannonier in the Apex. And in my opinion, that ref was insane. That fight should have been stopped. I mean, he was literally out on his feet and then just 8 shots for about 33 minutes straight. So good job. Still, I think Imavov, he's basically, all he's got is wrestling, right? I mean, he's got standard hands. But Borralho, come on, he's with the fighting nerds. These guys are geniuses. They're on a roll. There's no stopping them. I think he'd be able to stop whatever Imavov tries to throw at him. And because of that, I think it's just a matter of him out-piecing him and eventually getting a decision. Next fight, Sharabullet Magomedov versus Paulo Costa. Now I'm going to say Sharabullet by decision, and I say this because Shara brings this frantic, very high energy level to the fight, right? And I think Paulo Costa, I hope he really shows up this time as opposed to at 302. And he really brings his A game. I think he was a little bit scared of getting brutally knocked out by Sean Strickland because of his hands. So I think he's going to be a bit more risky. He's going to take more risks in this fight. Also, looking at this from a different angle, he's got to take a bigger risk on this next fight, because if he goes out there and stinks it up again, he might get cut. I mean, what are they going to do? Offer him another fight? He's number 11, I'm pretty sure. So he's got a lot to lose in this fight, so hopefully that encourages him to bring his A game. Still, I think Sharabullet does piece him up. I think, unfortunately, a little bit of Costa's timidness does come back, which is surprising. I just don't understand where he got that from, because back in 298 in January, he was such an animal against Whitaker. He nearly knocked him out cold at the end of round one with that wheel kick. And I just think, where's this energy? Where was this energy? He randomly turned into a whole different dude against Strickland. I just hope he brings the fight, because that'll really be great for the fans. We get two guys with frantic, exciting energy going toe-to-toe. It's going to be good. Still, though, I think Sharabullet, he's just got the strategy at the moment. He's just got the energy. I think he would win a decision against Paulo Costa. I don't think he knocks him out, but who knows? Actually, you know what? No, he wouldn't get knocked out, because whenever he does get knocked out, it's because of massive counters from Adesanya. Shara's not really like that wide stance countering kind of guy. He's more like slick, precision, unorthodox style. I just don't think he is I don't think he has the style to knock out Costa, but you never know. This is MMA. All kinds of things happen. Co-main event, Merab Dvalishvili versus Umar Nurmagomedov. Now, I think Umar would beat Merab, right? And I think this is because whenever people fight Merab, they're always really hesitant to really get their hands going because of the takedown threat. Now, Umar has everything necessary to defend takedowns because, well, you know, he's a Dagestani wrestler under the tutelage of Khabib. I mean, how much more stacked of a resume do you need? He will be able to bring the energy to Dvalishvili, and because he won't necessarily be afraid of the takedown, and he will have the strength to get up and resist a takedown if it happens, he'll feel confident in his hands. Also, it has to be noted, don't sleep on Umar's hands. You know, he's got a couple knockouts, but who predicted him, you know, out-piecing Corey? I know I certainly didn't. That was ridiculous. I thought that it was going to be wrestling versus striking, not wrestling and striking, right? I just did not see that happening. I don't think Umar knocks out Merab. He could submit him. I've been thinking about that. It is possible, but I just don't think it's the case. I think Umar would win a decision against Merab. Main event, Dricus du Plessis versus Kazma Chimaev. I'm really torn on this because I think this is the thing though. This is the logic. For this fight, I'm going to say if Kazma doesn't submit him within the first round, then he's in serious trouble. But I said the exact same thing about Whitaker, and look how easy he made it. I think DDP is definitely stronger than Whitaker, I'd say. You know, he's got that South African farming upbringing. Like, he's a hard guy, right? Pause. But Kazma's clearly on just a different level. And I think this is something I was thinking about. I was talking to a friend about it. DDP, I think he's got this crazy stance where it is possible that he could throw a knee up the middle, which if he does, that's a death sentence for anyone shooting a takedown. I just don't really see it happening. I mean, if I'm just going to be realistic, I think this is what happens. DDP has that unorthodox style, goes for a jab and then maybe some crazy overhand, misses badly because that's just what he does, and then Kazma takes him down and subs him. I really don't think there's much to it, but it's a great fight, man. I mean, I really would like to see this fight. If DDP can pull off a win over Kazma, call me crazy, I think he's the GOAT of middleweight at that point. Because seriously, his resume would be insane. Whitaker, Strickland, Adesanya, Darren Till. I mean, if you wanted to count that, I don't know. But then also Kazma, dude, come on, that's ridiculous. And then also, if Kazma was to win, I think we're in the same position with Islam and Topuria. I don't see anyone beating Chimaev. I think DDP's the guy to beat Chimaev. If he can't do it, no one's beating him. But yeah, that's just about does it for my matchmaking and predicting UFC 313 Saudi Arabia. Leave a comment down below. You know, what do you think about the matchmaking? What are some other good fights you think could potentially be made for this? And yeah, just, you know, leave a comment, leave a like, check out my other videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video.